We hear a lot about supplements, biohacking, superfoods when it comes to ultimate health, ideal health. But in this video, I kind of want to take you away from that direction and help you focus a little bit on things that are much more within your reach. And specifically, these 5 things that I'm going to talk about, I think are sort of at the heart of healthy aging. These are, to me, the things that you can do which are going to give you a much better return on investment than all the other things that maybe you've heard of. Starting with number 1, I think stable energy is achieved not through intense workouts, but it's more about focusing on kind of steady exercises, steadily every day doing something active where you're involving your joints, your muscles, stretching, walking. Being consistent is going to pay off much more than if you are the weekend warrior who just forces themselves to get out there and do something in the weekend. One great practical tip to try to start now is every single day when you wake up, go out, grab your coffee and go for a walk, or get on the yoga mat on the ground and just start doing some stretches. Or right before you jump in the shower, do a few squats, do a few push-ups. That can be an incredibly wonderful way for long-term lasting health. The next one I have is really about the way you feel in your body every single day, which is the energy level that you feel, not the energy level that you have, the energy level that you feel. We can take caffeine, we can take some sugar, and we're going to get a quick boost of energy. But more importantly, try to eat in a way and try to get enough sleep, especially before a day where you have a lot of things to do. Eat in a way that will sustain your energy. Try to increase the amount of protein and healthy fats you eat early in the day, and try to minimize the sugars, the quickly digestible carbs, because those are going to make you crash. And that's the way you're going to feel energetic throughout the day. Caffeine, alcohol, those kind of things have their place. There's nothing wrong with them. But on those days when you really need that steady energy, the way you eat is going to make a big difference. Gut health is the next one. Gut health is explained in many different terms. If you don't get any bloating, if you don't get diarrhea, constipation, acid reflux, you have good gut health. And I agree with that. But sometimes focusing more on what it is that you're feeding your gut bacteria and helping your intestines move smoothly is more important than looking at just the symptoms. So for example, if every single day I am eating enough probiotics, prebiotics, healthy fiber, if I'm getting enough of that in my diet, chances are my intestines are going to work really well. You can absolutely overdo it, and there's definitely a camp of individuals and health experts who believe that fiber is absolutely not necessary and you should only focus on protein. You should only focus on meat, for example. And if you're in that camp, certainly do what you think is right for you, but understand that your gut bacteria are going to need a certain amount of feeding in order to create the kind of mood that you get to experience, because mood is very closely affected with our gut health. Some say it might be the neurotransmitters that it produces. Who knows? Whatever the connection is, you need a good amount of healthy bacteria that are growing in your intestines and trying to minimize the bad bacteria from overgrowing. Number 4, we got sleep rhythm. Sleep rhythm is going to be much more important than any kind of supplements like melatonin that you take for your sleep. You can establish a good sleep rhythm by trying to wake up around the same time in the morning and going to bed around the same time. We're not talking exactly the same time. We're talking about consistent sleep habits. So what's bad or what's less helpful for sleep is on Saturdays and Sundays, partying late into the night and staying up super late. Instead, if you know you're going to be around family, fine, push your nighttime routine to midnight. If your normal is around 10, 2 hours is not going to make a big difference. The problem is, in the next morning, you're probably going to wake up around that same time if you're used to waking up at 6 or 7 a.m., you're still going to wake up at 6 or 7 a.m. So you're not going to get good rest overall. It might be good to squeeze in a little bit of a nap, but that 2-hour window is probably the most that I would push it. Number 5 for me is the mind shift in healthy aging. I think some people think it's a chore and, this is so terrible and miserable. I have to live my life like this for the next 4 or 5 decades. Instead, I think each of us can develop a way to do these healthy activities or these potentially more healthy activities in a way that fits your personality, the way you function. And that's the key. When you have a good health coach, when you have somebody who can help you through that, they can hold you accountable, and they can be creative and come up with ways that you can do it in a way that meshes well with your body so it doesn't feel like a major chore. So to briefly recap these 5 things, I think stable energy is achieved through the way you eat, the way you feed your body. A consistent workout is always going to beat going really hard out on those weekends. Your gut health is going to affect the way your mind, your mood functions. Your sleep rhythm is important, and that habit of when you wake up and when you go to bed, you want to keep that in a tighter window. And developing a positive mindset is going to help you shift away from thinking that all of this is a chore as opposed to it being something really pleasant. If you're interested in any kind of personalized advice, go to drashori.com. You can work with me individually. You can book a 1-hour session to get to know me, and hopefully, if I'm the right fit, I would love to guide you on your healthy aging journey.